Andrew steps in, with the care of somebody taking a risk, into the bedroom. Nothing extraordinary happens when he crosses it. Gaining confidence, he goes in and out, as if still testing the security. "What is this now?" asks Abeleen. He doesn't respond, still stunned. I'm sorry bothering you, Mr. Hughes, I hope," she says, already moving towards the door. Andrew says, "Wait. Just a moment. Please." Abeleen nods. He touches the stuff. Once again, if it depended on the solid impression of the objects, the difference of reality between the city and the room did not seem to exist. He walked in the corridor, careful not to make any noise that could wake up the Wilsons, checking that it was still the home he knew. Returning to the bedroom, Andrew, forced into confirmation by his senses, says, "Okay. Tell me the story right." She exhales, bracing herself for the speech, deciding to remove her moustache for a moment. "I don't know what he was doing, and it's none of my business, but he was naked, covering himself with a newspaper, while the good ones, the ladies of Waiga, were chasing him. That was a few days ago. As I know very well what kind of lunatics they are, I've decided to believe in his innocence, and helped him. But what I've received in gratitude was him showing up with a gun in his hand, trying to force me to use my gift. My God. I think this is really happening," Andrew says to himself, whispering. It's true that it may have been a rash choice, but to get rid of the situation, I've offered a free stay at the Majestuous. That's what occurred to me at the moment. In fact, he seemed satisfied, calming down. Then, he became too satisfied. And then he disappeared again. Andrew was looking at her, absorbed, confused, disbelieving, prompting Abeleen to ask, "I know this is not in good taste, but allow me a question. You're not a dreamer, are you?" As if suddenly awakened from a daze, he replies, "If I dream? Of course I dream. And I think." He falls silent, which led Abeleen, after a brief moment of anticipation, to question. "What?" "That I'm dreaming right now," he thought, but said, "Forget it." "Can I go now?" said Abeleen. "Let's go." "Didn't you need to return?" I just want to understand what's going on." "Me too, sir." "Me too." After a little pause, looking at him, nodding her head in the affirmative, she heads towards the door. With 3 knocks, she opens it. All that concrete was still hauntingly real to Andrew. In a street, a man in a loose tie, overcoat and fedora occupied a telephone booth, his leg outside, his shoe being shinned by a boy, while talking on the phone. "It started to rain, son, you know how temperamental my car is. And I got stuck here in there." He interrupts himself, covering the phone with his hand. "Hey kid. What street is this?" The boy answers, without stopping shining, looking up. "Roswell Street." The man mumbled, with a face of dissatisfaction. He uncovered the phone and said, "At the Piazza Smythe." He paid attention to what the person on the other end of the line was saying to him, and then he said, "What do you mean needing a watch?" "It's exactly." He pulls his sleeve to check his arm. There wasn't a watch there. TW cough off and 5 cough cough. In the afternoon. If my watch is ahead of yours, it's because I like to push myself to always be the first in line. Hey sir. Wait a minute kid. You're going to keep trying not to pay, aren't you? Hey? Just because I have this eternal boyish face doesn't mean I'm not a gentleman to be respected. How much for the service? 3 narcos. 3 narcos? Didn't you say you'll do it for less than 1? If you remember, why ask again? To test your honesty. What about the celebrity discount? And who are you? James Dice, The most audacious journalist in the whole city. Never heard of you. It's because you're a little ignorant kid who doesn't read. Because of your abuse and ignorance, I won't give you more than 2 narcos. And as soon as we're done with my phone call and you're shining, we're heading towards the Edward Sitchin Institution. Hey? The boy ran, leaving his bench in flannel behind.